So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, cool. I have some water. Oh no, yeah, got water. But yeah. So what's going on, folks? I hope everybody out there is doing good, great, and amazing. As the weather is a little chilly outside and all that good stuff, and life is continuing to life and everything else out there, folks. The holidays are rolling in and all of that stuff, and the year is coming to a close. All Hallows Eve is right around the corner, baby, and there's a partridge in the pear tree. Anyway, so I'm Mr. Sullivan, man, ladies and gentlemen, you're a spiritual consultant extraordinaire, author, and all of that good stuff. So today, we are talking about the power that you possess. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting straight into this thing. We are talking about the power that you possess. A lot of folks feel like they just don't have the power inside of them. They feel like they're hopeless and they're lost and all of this stuff. But on my journey, I found out that the magic, the spirit, the hope, the power is in, you watch all of those movies and, you don't want to be cliche and all of that stuff like that, but it's like evidently, it's like the power, the power is natural inside of you. Power is around you. The power is within, the power of the tongue. It's a lot of power out there, folks, and it's a lot of power out there. It's go get it and grab season. Sometimes you may have to sit with yourself and you may have to think, what am I power? Like, where does my power lie? Where does my power come from? Some people say, I may say God, and my angel guides and my ancestors. And some people say the universe. Some people say within your higher self. But important thing is grabbing that power and running with it, going out and doing something exceptional, being able to see the lines, so being able to see the code, so to speak. Um, it's like the interesting thing is, let me see something. The interesting thing is that you never quite know. So the interesting thing is that you never quite know until you never quite know until you try. You know, um, one thing about your power and the extremities of it is that you know take like so I'm a big comics and anime and all that stuff. I'm into that, and so imagine everybody kind of knows Spider-Man. Imagine if Spider-Man would have never jumped out that building and crawled up that building and swung and with his webs and all that stuff. How would he know the immenseness of his power? The same thing for you. What is going on, folks? I am Mr. Sullivan, man. Don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so today we are talking about I forget what I call it, something like the power within or something like that. But you have a lot of power. You have a lot of you have a lot of power at your fingertips. That's the thing. Sometimes we may have a mindset of like, oh man, I lost something, I lost this. Nah, you didn't really lose anything. You gained. It's one thing that has really helped me is perspective. How you are looking at something. You can look at it like you can look at it through your eyes or your eye. If you do have anything of like amazing spiritual insight, this will help you to um to transform, to shape, to monopolize, to do whatever it is that you need to do to see it in a bold and beautiful new way. That's the important thing. And if you have to do this daily, do it daily. because there's so much. The interesting thing is like there's so much like negativity out there. Where you go, people, their thoughts, what they're going through, and it's like f all that. It's you season, seriously, and what you're doing is pinpoint accuracy. It's bigger, it's bolder, it's greater than you. When you show up, um, people are going to when you show up, things get organized. People get recognized. It's like things happen. People don't people who have a kind of like earthly mindset, they're not going to get it. That's just what that is. They're not going to understand you. They're not going to understand how spiritually powerful you are, how you have this alchemy inside of you, how you can transmute things, how you can really and truly transmute things, and this is this is just you naturally. This is just you showing up. This is just you. Everybody else, they knew somebody to get in there, and there's just you just walk in there, and you just kind of got this invite from somebody like a friend or something, and you didn't really know anybody super powerful, but you showed up. And people, and there's just something. You're like this aurora borealis. It's like when you walk into places, people can't help but look at you. It could be a look. It could be, and don't forget to subscribe, folks. It could be a look. It's just something. For me, that's just what it is now. Right. I'm no supermodel or anything like that, but you're right. It's the God in me. People can't help but it's like even it's a quick look or something, especially with like those that are tapped in or those who may not even understand their gifts. It's just something that is it is something that's inside of you that pulls you to certain people or situations, or when you walk in somewhere, people can't help but turn and look. It's like you got that. It's like for you, it's like you got that vibe. You got that vibe, man. You got you got that vibe. You got that it factor. It's like you got something. Yeah, so you got that vibe, man. You got that it factor. You got they say turnabout is fair play. And I know that a lot of times people like to dangle things over your head, and I know life could be like very much so. I know life can be very much so unfair, and I get that. I understand that, but for you, you are in an amazing time of transformation and restoration in your life. This is pickup season. Like seriously, this is. It's cold outside. Well, I don't know wherever you are, but from it's a little chilly outside now, but you know what I mean. It's we're getting out of October, going into November. It's we're moving more into we're moving more into the colder months, and it's cold. You don't want to get up and do anything, but you have um you have more than you could imagine, and more than you can desire. What it is that you have, you work with it. Like even if it's counterintuitive, some other people, even if you gotta not, sometimes we gotta choose by, you gotta knock them upside the head. Like, look, it is what it is. This is purposeful. We keep moving no matter what. Sometimes you got to remind people. You have to remind people of who you are, and sometimes you got to remind them of what you've done for them. Because people have a tendency to forget that stuff, man. Because of what's good. People. A lot of people focus on like the here and now and what's in front of them. Sometimes like somebody put a crazy comment like look behind you. Sometimes you do have to look behind you. Sometimes you have to remind people You know, you do. You have to. You got to put it on their mind. You know, you gotta remind people. Sometimes, yeah, it's true. Sometimes people will resent you for that. You know, it's like this is supposed to be a catastrophic thing, and you're sitting there with a smile. Like, how is that possible? You know, this is like, you know, what is that? Add a. Oh, no. Yeah. So you're like, you're sitting there, and this is supposed to be something that, you know, you're like begging and like, oh no, why me? And you're just really sitting there naturally with a smile, like, you know, okay, well, you know, on to the next thing. Tomorrow's another day. I get another opportunity to do something great. I know it is within me to get up and move and do that. And that is, you know, that is naturally, you know, that is naturally what that is. So, you know, you have a cause and you're having a call to greatness. That's what that, you know, really is about. And there's something else I really want to talk about, but I'm gonna do that probably a little later on. But yeah, man. So yeah, so your call to action is the greatness that is inside of you. You know, because you're purposeful, and again, the version of you that is now. Because I don't know about you, but I, you know, it's like in this one life, I feel personally. You know, people talk about past lives and all that. That's cool. That's whatever that is. But I feel like I've lived several different lifetimes, even within this one life, because of all of the stuff that I've been through, the distractions, the ups and the downs, and the even the greater things that are, you know, are to come. You know, so it ain't over yet, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here and we are just beginning, baby. That is the, you know, that is the important thing of it. You know, it's like the storm is coming, but the storm is going to be amazing. Even though you may feel a wind chill or whatever it is like that, but you're going to feel like purpose and power and amazement, and you know you're moving to a season where you're going to do things that are going to shock you. Yeah, the person, or the, you know, the person that you see in the mirror every day, you're going to do something. You're going to do something generationally amazing, generationally transformative. You know, seriously. And again, if you need to tell yourself that every day, tell yourself that every day, man. Whatever you need to do in a positive way, you're not really hurting anybody, go out there and you do what you got to do. And that, you know, and that's just what that is, you know. It's like, you know, more opportunities, you know, very much so. More opportunities are gonna come. Thank you for the little candies there. Yeah, so more, you know, really and truly, more opportunities are going to be coming your way. You know, and that's just, you know, I know that for me, I'm a part of that new wave, that new whatever that's coming through. Going to be one of the new faces out here in the forefront. You know, of course, people are going to have stuff to say. They're going to have their stupid little comments in a comment section, but you know, these are people who probably hate their lives, and you know, and that's just what that is. The decisions that we make, right? But you know, the important thing for you is to know and to understand that power that you have within yourself, the power that you have at, you know, the power that you have at your fingertips. You know, so like really and truly, you know. This is a time where you seek, and you seek like a heat seeking missile. You are guided to go and hit these targets, and you are guided to go and make a beautiful, bold, like cataclysmic, big word of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So you are big and bold enough to go out and make a cataclysmic, just, you know, mark out here and what it is that you are like supposed to do. Because people are going like, well, you're an interesting one, man. You're, you know, like you're not You're not afraid to make that phone call. You're not afraid to send that email. You're not afraid to go out and meet new people. No, nope. Because this is naturally what I am supposed to be doing, like really and truly. And I know me, and I know where I've been, and I don't, it's really, I don't want to go back down those roads again. I don't. I really and really, I really and truly am not going to, I really and truly, I am not going to go back down those roads, man. That stuff just ain't happening. I am so done with that. I am so in the time and the blah blah. I am so in the time and in the mood to. I am so in the time and in the mood to live my purpose, like really and truly, really and truly. So it is time for you to understand and to know who you are and whose you are, out here, and to go out and to be unapologetic about it and to make your mark. No matter even the people that are closest to you. Don't this is a it's a powerful season in your life to go out and just to do what it is that you have truly been purposed here to do. I heard another very powerful spiritual person, they're kind of pulling back on that stuff, and they're like, I'm not going to go online and tell people their purposes and them not go and do stuff, and I get it. I understand that. It's like you can give somebody the greatest advice. You can be in Vegas. You can tell somebody, hey, go over there and play that table and play, I don't know, play it at this time. And they'll probably win, whatever, the money of their dreams. But they don't do it. That's not your fault. That's on them. Like, really and truly, So now it's time to, now it's time to put all your, it's time to put all your chips on the table and go forward and do what it is that you have to do, and do it, and do it now, and do it, hey, how are you, and to do it now and do it with your the purpose and passion, just like when whatever it is you do for work, you do that, and you go in, they while you're riding the clock, they expect you to, to give your best and all of that crap. And at the end of the day, you are so tired. You don't have, I don't know, you are like so tired. The only thing your body, because it's almost like they're draining your soul in a sense. It really is. The paycheck is cool, but it's like you're so freaking tired at the end of the day. And it's like, man, no, I can't, I can't keep doing this to myself, man. Like really and truly. But you are in your own time. You're in your own zone. You know what it is that you have to do. Really and truly. Or you know what it is that you should be doing on a grander scale, in the grander scheme of it all. And that's the important thing. While we are talking about the power that you have, inside of you. Drink this water. That's why, I'm happy. I'm at the point where I really just take life a day at a time. I really am very, happy and proud of that I really do. I take it a day at a time, and I don't force it. I don't. I naturally do what I do. As you are going to go forth, and as you are going to go forth and naturally do what you do. And that's just what that is. Look, y'all, I'm rocking my Whitney Houston t-shirt. For real. But, just go and, just go out and just be, go out and be amazing. You're going to be one of these people out here that are living their best lives. If you're not already doing that, you're going to do it even more. You know that you are about to, you're about to take things to extreme levels in your life. You're really about to take things to extreme levels. You ever watch those movies where people are, I don't know, you know, the people who like they go out and like you watch a movie, somebody robs a bank and they get away with it, and it's such precision. They know the alarms, they know the layout, they know the guards, they know even if somebody hits, even if somebody hits the alarm, they know the timetables around that. You know, it's like we got 2 minutes. You know, they go up in there and do that thing, and they're out. You know, and that's how you're going to do it with so much precision. All the cameras, all the lights on you, and you're just going to flow through it like you've done it. You know, even when it's your first time doing it on a big stage, and it's like you're made for this stuff, man. You know, you're made. You know, you have to understand that these industries they need you know, these industries need you. They need you more than yeah. It's time to shake things up. That's just what it is. You know, it is really time. It is time for anarchy out here. It is really time to go out here and shake things up. Be you not afraid. You know who's with you. You know that you don't want to go back to, you know, blah 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 and XYZ and this and that. You know what I mean? So, you know, go out and do your thing, man. Go out. Do your thing masterfully. There are still amazing things, you know. I'm not really a news watcher like that, but you know, I keep up with what's happening out here. But, you know, your your vision is about to be so tunneled, you're about to be so focused, so keyed in. You're about to be so brilliantly tapped in. People are gonna be like, "Man, where the hell were you at?" You know, man, if you would have been here, like, man, such a man, we would have been blah 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 and this and that and this and that. So you know, these are the words. These you know, this is the you know, this isn't for naysayers. It's not. This isn't for people who this is for people who get it, who understand, who can act, who can move, and be like, all right, cool, I get it, I got it. You know, like that guy says, I understand now. Y'all gonna stop messing with me, you know? Yeah, I understand now. So you know, go out, man. It's time to go out and do it. It's time to go out and beautifully do what it is that you do the best. A lot of it isn't gonna happen on social media. Some of it is, but a lot of it isn't. It's gonna be those phone calls, those emails, those, you know, you pounding the pavement and going out and just and really and truly making these things happen, and like really and truly making these things happen, like in the now, and I mean like in the, you know, in the right now. Yeah, I get that, like in the spirit, man. Like something, you know, just saying like something has to break because we are in the times of the we are in the times of the unusual, the immovable, the improbable. You know, that's where we are right now. We're in the times where you can sit down. You know how there's always that one kid in the classroom that doesn't have to study, that can do the math equations in their mind. You're that kid now. Like, no kidding. You're that kid now. You can go out and move mountains, like, you know, literally with your faith, and roll up your sleeves and all of that stuff and go out and make things happen, man. Like for real, like for you, for yourself, for the times that we live in now. Because it's like, you know, you watch these videos and it's like, yeah, it's a new month and this month is going to be awesome for you and it's new opportunities and blah blah blah. It's like the new opportunities are every day. You don't have to wait for a new month or a new year. You know, some believe the calendar is wrong, but that is a conversation for another day. You know, seriously. You know, it's you know, it's what it, you know, it's what's coming up is going to feel very bittersweet. It is going to feel so better. there's only a chosen few. I'll say that. It's going to be grace and gratefulness over your life. It's only a chosen few people who have been there. Are those, there are those of you out there that have been believing since the beginning. You know, since, yeah, I actually got the shirt at Five Below. I did. Right on the money, Cobra King. Yeah, so, what was the thing? Oh yeah, so there are those of you out there who have been believing since the beginning. It's like, you have been speaking and you have been knocking, and it is a confirmation, but your opportunities are like right there, like really and truly. Yeah, they do. You just have to kind of move around. I like to hit different ones in different places, because you don't find just like the t-shirts and in the Walmarts and stuff like that. I'm a t-shirt connoisseur. I'm a t-shirt guy. Hey, but anyway, yeah. So moving forward, greatness is abound. The power is in you. The power was in your faith. Your faith has been like your faith was your golden ticket. Your angel guys took him up to heaven, and now it's like everything is moving, shifting, shaping, you know, purposely, powerfully around you. Did you have to go through some stuff? Yes. Did a lot of that stuff suck? Probably did. Cause it sucked for me too. Hey, how are you? Yeah, man. Like for real, for real. Oh, thank you for the gift there. But did a lot of that stuff suck? Of course it did, because some of that, it's almost like it's almost like you were that kid in class, and it's like you already know this stuff. So it's like the teacher's like, oh well, Mister and Mrs. Anderson, little I don't know, little Steven is always falling asleep in class, and and it's almost like it's a distraction for the other kids. It's like, well, how were his grades? Oh well, yeah, he's passing everything. It's almost like he doesn't even have to be here. So that's what it is. It's like you have so much over everybody else. Oh, thank you. It's almost like, yeah, Whitney, one of the greatest performers ever, man. I miss her talent. I miss her. I wish she was still here. I wish the world still had talent like her. That's what that's why we need the the chosen and those who wear that, I don't know, wear that whatever on their chest and wear the cape and stuff. We need you now. Like we really do. The world needs you. The world needs your insight, your talent. The world needs you to go and invent something. You see the state of the world now. And I'm talking we need like we need your power, like uh I was like the World Breaker Hulk Marvel series. Like the Hulk was so powerful, he took a step and cracked the entire eastern seaboard. Like put a whole. That's the power that we need out here. But for goodness, and for people to for people to have some kind of hope, like seriously, because it is a bizarre time to just go out there and do something great and just to do something different. Like seriously, just to like I no, like put your money. What they say, uh like they say at NASCAR or whatever. Gentlemen, start your engines, and it's time to go, man. It's time to get in the car, and it is time to move. Like it is time to do that. Like not yesterday, but now. Like seriously, it's time for you to get up and go and make that happen, man. Because like I said, if you're gonna be the person to show up and be like, oh man, man, if wow, if you would have been here such and such months ago, man, we would have been. But hey, I wasn't. I'm here now, so let's do the damn thing seriously. I don't. We don't. We have time to talk. We'll celebrate the wins along the way, but come on, we have work to do. That's just what that is, man. My friend H2O, but and people know when they let when people know when they let you go, they um and it was something, so they're gonna be like, oh man, something's just not right, I don't know, something's just missing and blah blah blah. It's just never gonna be the same ever again. They had that opportunity. They had that opportunity. They fumbled the ball. They squandered it. I don't know what that was. You know, they they squandered it. They mm, I don't even know how to write on this thing. I'll be honest with you. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. Yeah, so, the important thing is, yeah, but, the important thing is, yeah, so that's my cash app, folks, is Soul of a Man 504. So it's just like my screen name. But anyway, um, that's what that is, man. You've always, it's like you've always had this. Yeah, it's like lean back and that's funny. Yeah, but it's always like you've always had, you've always had something different inside of you. You've always had that. Sometimes I feel like I'm sitting here to, and thank y'all for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, folks. But you've always had that something different inside of you. It's like that. I'll try that next time. But it's always like you've always had this it factor. Always had that it factor. But yeah, the promises have to be kept. You are not forgotten. Um, Even though some people tried. People could always see you. Um, People, people could always see you, man. Like people could always see you, but for some reason, yeah. So people could always see you. People could always see you, but you're they it's like for whatever reason they try to, I don't know, it's like they try to like diminish you. They try to put you like, like people say, oh, we're gonna put him in this place, blah blah blah. So they tried it, and for maybe for that brief moment it worked, but it's not working anymore. It's like you might see you let's say you run into those nobodies years later, and you look at those people, you're like, man, y'all are still doing the same stuff. It's like, we did this back in 2010, or I don't know, 2005, and y'all are still, same thinking, same thought process. Like what? what's, like, man, I've done so much. I've experienced so much. I'm going to continue to go out here and boldly do amazing things, man. And that's just, I feel like I've been on here for a few hours. Anyway, and I've boldly and graciously, I've gone out here and done like amazing things, really and truly. I really, really, really have. And y'all are still here. Y'all are still here. Y'all are still here doing the same stuff that we were doing in middle school, the same high school way of thinking, and hey, like they say, it's all in what you want, right? So yeah, there you go, man. But yeah, so again, the power is inside of you. The power is right. Right. People, yeah, the cutoff game is real strong. I don't care from I saw this video and a young lady said, she said that if she says, I don't care what it is. If something is stressing me out, I am cutting it off. Like I don't care what it is, out of my life. And that's where I'm at with it. I don't care what it is. I will adjust quick. I'll do a 360 so fast, man, and I will keep moving. Like really and truly. I am not going to sit there and let a person, place, or whatever bring me down. Like that's just not. Damn that. You be a chosen one out here with all of that power that you have inside of yourself and inside of your generations, all that stuff that's about to show up in your bank account, and how you can go out um, with that first big check or the first big number of checks that start coming through. And, you could go out there and really rub it in their faces. But as just some of y'all gonna go do that, I know. And rightfully so. You deserve, listen, you deserve to shine. You really do. You deserve to go like that movie, The Shining. You deserve to go out and shine, man. You really, really, really do. The world always tried to dim my light, but their mindsets were stuck in the past. Right. Like Juvenile said, give me the keys to the Rover truck. Let's get all this beef over, bruh. My boss, baby, he live on chrome. We about to go out here and get our shine on. That's just naturally what that is. We are about to go out here. We're about to go out here and get our shine on. That's just what that is. A lot of people are gonna probably look at you and be like, oh, they don't deserve, as who cares what they think? Like really and truly, who cares? Who cares what they think? It it's all about, and it's all about your mindset. Seriously. It is your time. It's like um my wrestling fans, John Cena song, your time is up, my time is now. The franchise, boy, I'm shining now. Seriously, man. Man, I remember when John Cena first came on the scene. Now he's retired. It's crazy. But anyway, so yeah, that's what it is now, man. Like really and truly, that's what it is. You're the first take. You're the breath of fresh air. That's just naturally what that is. Really and truly, that is just naturally what that is. What's going on, ma'am? How are you? That is naturally what that is. That power, that generational power holds you, and you hold it. It is at your fingertips. It is at your beckoning call every day, 24 hours. It is your concierge service. This is your birthright. That is what that is. It doesn't necessarily matter, what you believe in, who you follow, and all of that good stuff. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell people. I just be talking. Telling people to, tap the screen and follow and share and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is your birthright, man. This is, you're not number one. You're not number two or three or whatever. You're number one. That's just what that is. You have the manuscript, and you've always had, you've got the Oh, thank you for the birds. So, it's like you've got the, it's like that song by I think it was Robin Thicke. You got the magic touch. I'm gonna have to look that song. Let me see. Let me write that down. And this isn't a time where, if even if you do run into people before stuff, whatever, people, oh, whatever, it's been, so what have you been up to, blah blah blah, just, yeah, it's taking life one day at a time, just, yeah, just taking life one day at a time out here, how that goes, yeah. So definitely, man, just, that's what I do. How you do it is how you do it, but I'm really out here at the point where, I am really and truthfully just taking it a day at a time. If it's a day where I need to work, I'm working. If it's a day I need to rest, I need to rest. Mentally, physically, whatever. You know what I mean? So, like that, really and truly. That's Oh, cool. So, and very, very soon, very, 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 very soon, before you even know it, everything. It's almost like I see a vision of a boat. I see you on it. I see the boat capsize, but I see you on this beautiful, beautiful island. And it's like you think all hope is lost, but you're safe. You're like safe on this island. And it's like, for a few, maybe a few hours or whatever, you sit there and you're like deep in your thoughts, and you're like, oh, I need help, I need to get, but you decide to get up, and you start walking, you get a high vantage point, you see this beautiful resort. The resort was always on the other side of the island. All you really have to do is get up and go look for it. Even though you know you thought, like, in front of you, all you saw was the ocean, a little bit of beach, your boat capsized, and you thought all hope was lost. But all you had to do was just, like, somebody is interested, somebody left a stupid comment and said, "All right, turn around," and all you really had to do was just turn around, get up, and just start moving. That's, ain't life interesting, and ain't it grand? I like to do say, ain't it just as blessed as I could be? Because it's like, you do stuff remarkably. How you watch something, hear something, and you get all of these great ideas, and you can put these ideas to action. You can, but you're really, you're like GE, man. You bring good things to life. You don't bring good things, you bring great things to life. So no more being scatterbrained, you just being focused, alive, and purposeful, and moving forward. And it's um it's not the fact that you waited to make the call or waited to send the email or message or whatever it is. It's the fact that you did it. You just did it. And people are like, oh, you know how long I've been waiting for you or that message to come through, and again, your purpose, your message, your destiny. It's right now. It's naturally in the palm of your hands. All you got to do is just snatch the reins and ride that baby into the great beyond. Like, really and truly. But the times moving forward are going to be greater than the times, beyond behind you. And so, yeah, man. But all right, I've been on here in like 40 minutes. Yeah, but all right, y'all. I am gonna go and shut it down. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank y'all for hanging out. I'll be back on here in a few. See if I catch that lunch hour rush. But all right, y'all. Y'all have a great day and be amazing on purpose. All right, y'all. Peace.